My journey with clay begins a few generations before me, really. I come from a long line of people who've been working with the earth. My great-grandparents were jewelers, working with semi-precious stones, making beautiful jewelry. And my grandmother was a potter later in her life, and very fascinated. She was also part of the Archaeological Society, just fascinated with the earth. And my mother picked up on that love as well and became a potter. And she became a full-time studio potter, and then later in her life became a teacher. And she's been teaching clay classes for about 20 years. And so I grew up in a pottery studio, basically. I mean, I used to fall asleep in my mom's studio at night, and around this whole community of people who would come through her classes, and I grew up with them. And I just never really thought it was where my life was going to go. I trained as a graphic designer and worked as a freelancer for many years. And I think the isolation of working behind a screen and being in your own bubble got too much, and I started teaching with my mom. I'd always assisted her and always done pottery, but I'd just never taken it seriously, and something clicked in my mid-20s, and it just slowly became something that I was more and more interested in and I wanted to know more and more about. I still didn't think it was going to be my profession, and I first started a class just as a way for other young people to experience what I was experiencing. What I love about the classes is that it's not just like any art class. It's more of a sense of community. You actually sit around one big table together, and it means that you build relationships with people that you never thought you would have met. You kind of get thrown into a class with a bunch of other people. It really requires a lot of respect and discipline and commitment, and I require people to come to a 10 or 11 week cycle of classes, and I think that through that it's really amazing how people can grow and learn, and the connections that they make within the space is really amazing. I think the significance of clay is really that we, as a younger generation, where our whole lives are 24/7 pixels, we're attached to screens all the time, living in this web world, working with the clay, with the real raw material that comes straight from the earth, is such an amazing way to connect with nature and with ourselves. It's actually such a healing medium. My vision for Clay Hands is for it to be a space for people to experience a sense of interconnectedness, and to really find inner expression, and just to help guide people along their journey, for it to be a healing space, a space to come and unwind, and to create beautiful things, and a space of community, meaningful community.